welcome back to Bit by Bit. I'm Jess. I'm here with Janet.
What's up?
And we are talking about the Ubisoft 2017 E3 conference. So they started off the conference with Mario Rabbids, which is like this weird mix of like the little Rabbids creatures, which I guess are native to Ubisoft, right?
Yes.
And then kind of mixing them with the Mario universe in this like strange and really adorable relationship with Nintendo. So have you ever like encountered Rabbids before? I'm not really a Ubisoft person.
I know of them.
I've seen them.
I haven't played a game with them. I've seen them around in games. I'm not really sure what they are. But
they seem like bunny minions, like minions from Despicable Me.
Are they from like a core franchise, or
know.
do they have their own things? They're part of like those Raving Rabbids games, right?
Yeah. I've seen the games. I've never played them because they're not really in my genre.
Yeah, and I feel like they might have done crossover things before, but I might just be making that up. But yeah, I know them as like the Raving Rabbids characters, and I never played them because, well, frankly, like they look really gross, so I don't want to.
Kind of creepy.
I don't want to play a game with them in there.
But now they're in a Mario game. And I would say that while I'm not super interested in the actual premise of the game, I do find the combat system kind of interesting, where you sort of have multiple characters that you're moving around on this map, and so like during combat, and you can like jump on other characters and get to different slots or different places, find cover, you know, get the flank, have an advantage. That's kind of weird to see in a Mario game.
Yeah.
So I'm interested in that aspect of it, enough that I might play it, actually. So, I don't know.
Yeah. I think this is going to be a perfect game for, like, to have a demo option. So I'm really hoping... I feel like Nintendo's actually been not, like, big on demos, but I've seen there's been quite a few on the eShop store. Usually kind of for... It's just kind of dependent. Like, they had, like, a Just Dance demo, for instance, that actually did download, and then I didn't actually really use it, because it was, this is, like, so off-topic. Well, not really, because it's Ubisoft. Just Dance is a thing, I guess.
Yeah.
But, like, I didn't end up really utilizing it, because it was, like, that Whip Nene song, and I didn't want to have to do that. It just, I didn't want to do that, so I just didn't use it, and I just deleted it. But, still looking for a good Just Dance game of, like, you know, good tracks I want. But, with that in mind, I would love a demo for this, because I think... I'm, like, more open to this game than I was before, and I think the whole internet really is, which is interesting to see, because I think at first everyone's like, this is dumb, like, I hate this.
Weird, yeah.
And now they're like, I could get behind this.
The mechanics of it look kind of good. It looks solid.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna need to find a home with, like, you know, an older gaming community, and by older I mean, like, you know, teenage and up, because at first the Mario Rabbids thing seemed like it would be marketed towards kids, like a very, like, kid game, but, you know, and it's hard for me to tell, like, what kids are capable of doing on their own, like, what's the youngest kid that could play a game like this, you know? I'm not really sure. So I'm thinking this is gonna find, like, its home is just gonna be with gamers in general rather than kids. At first I thought it'd be, like, more of a kid game, but with it being so strategy heavy, not that kids can't do strategy, but it seems like it's geared towards, like, a slightly older audience. So yeah, the comments seemed interesting. I'm still, like, wondering, like, what is really happening in the game. Like, obviously it's a Mario game, so it doesn't need, like, this big plot or anything, but I'm just kind of not sure, like,
well, I think...
is it stage-based? Like, is it, you know, would it be, like, boss battle? Like, kind of...
Yeah.
I'm still not completely sure on that aspect of it. And I wonder if it'll, like, get repetitive. Like, you know, that's kind of my reservation.
It's always really possible with games like this. I don't know. So we'll see. I think I might pick it up.
Yeah.
Which is not something I expected when I first saw it.
Me neither,
but no, thanks.
I could go with some, like, strategy, and I like that, even though it seems like it could get annoying, like, the way you move, because you have to kind of, like, kind of pick your spot. It's almost like a weird chess, where you, like, you know, you can move in certain directions and stuff, but, you know, I really liked, and these games aren't really similar at all, but, like, I really liked, Lara Croft Go, where you kind of picked a spot, and then you move there, and it was kind of similar in its combat, because, like, you know, you would need to get, like, on the side of a snake to kill it. Like, if you were in front of it, you'd die, and, like, that kind of thing. This kind of has a similar, like, functionality in the way, like, the field functions as almost like a game board, sort of.
Definitely.
So I think I could maybe, like, this could be a nice, especially on the Switch with it having that handheld mode, like, oh, I'm in bed, I'm just casually, like, solving some of these kind of combat puzzles. So I could see myself enjoying that, but like I said, I'm not, you know, I'm just kind of not sure, but I'm more open-minded than I was before the conference, which I think was really probably their goal when they started this, because they had the leak. Everyone was kind of like, and now people were a lot more on board. So
yeah, so it's nice to see that happen instead of being, the opposite, which we see sometimes.
And Mario shot a gun for the first time in history.
Yeah,
so that's weird.
So cute.
Oh yeah, I love Miyamoto on stage.
Guns, yeah.
I love Miyamoto.
Miyamoto's
anything
amazing,
he does, he's so cute. He's like the cutest person ever. Oh yeah, I love him.
So it was so great since Nintendo doesn't really do their E3 that he still got it
I think him coming out really helped sell the game. Like it set a tone that was like.
I was like, look, he's so excited about it.
You can't be mad. Miyamoto's here.
Yeah. I love Miyamoto. He's just awesome. So that was what they started off with. I thought it was a pretty good start. And then they went into, what was it, the crew?
Yeah, but before I jump into that, what is the name of the girl that's normally there for Ubisoft? Is Aisha Tyler? I'm going to try to find her name because I don't want to say her name wrong, but it was interesting with her not being there because she's like, to me, when I think Ubisoft, it is Aisha Tyler. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'll show you a picture of her just to like remind you of like, oh yeah, it's that girl. This chick. She's like always there. She's like she always makes these sexual comments and jokes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she wasn't there, and I thought that would be a really big hit to Ubisoft because even though she's like, her jokes are kind of cringy because they're really cheesy and like, oh hell, LOL, like a boner joke kind of thing. That's like her humor for that. It's still kind of like, I don't know, it's entertaining. It gives you something. It adds character. So I thought Ubisoft would really struggle with that, but I didn't miss a beat. I felt like it was, nice, clean presentation.
Well, they kept theirs really, like very clean cut.
It was really well paced to me. Yeah.
Which a lot of conference did not do well.
No, Microsoft did not.
Holy
I was confused.
Cow.
But yeah, they announced the Crew 2. This is a game that I'm not really that into. My only experience with the Crew was I downloaded it for one of those like free weekends, or I think it might have been a game with gold for one time, and I tried to play it, but like as you guys may know on this channel / podcast already, like I'm not very good at like realistic racing games, and I put that up on somewhere on the internet and someone's like, oh, that one's not like a realistic one though. For me, it's realistic enough that I'm really bad at it. So I like started playing it, and it was just like I liked what they were doing with this whole like they start you off and you're like signing up with a race like not company, that's not the right phrase, but like you're getting signed basically as a racer, as a that type of athlete, and you get to like pick all this stuff and sign your contract, and it's pretty cool. But like I just sucked really bad, and I'm like, you know what, I'm just not gonna do it. So that's my experience with the Crew 2. I've heard nothing but good things about it, though. I know a lot of people that play it and they enjoy it, so hopefully it's a good game.
And it might be. I feel like I only have so much room in my heart for racing games, though. And
that's
for
fair.
me, it's Need for Speed.
Yeah.
So I don't have any more room for racing games in my life right now. Mm-hmm. Maybe someday, like my universe will expand a little bit and I can let Crew in. But as of right now, I'm like, okay, so it's not Need for Speed, so I'm gonna move on.
That's an interesting thing about racing games. I think unless it's like maybe your genre, which I'm sure there are like those big racing aficionados out there, but if it's not, I think a lot of people will only have like a handful. You'll have like your kart, like maybe Mario Kart or something
Mario
else.
Kart's like
you'll have like your unrealistic one, so it could be Need for Speed, Midnight Club, and then some people will do a third one that's like more on the realistic side, so maybe like Forza Horizon. Even Horizon's not super realistic, it's like a mix. Yeah, nice hybrid of it. So yeah, but
it's kind of weird because it's not like I'm ever gonna say I don't think I can handle another RPG in my life. I'm like, of course I can.
Racing, I think it's a very specific.
It's like
it's a very specific type of
hyper focus.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was interesting to see, and I hope it does well. But I feel like for me, Ubisoft does a lot of stuff that I'm like, that looks cool, but I'm not really gonna play it, which I feel bad about. But there was one that I was really interested in was the Skull and Bones. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know. I feel like in our last video, if you guys watched when we covered Bethesda's press conference, it was mentioned that sometimes like cinematic trailers can be misleading as to what the gameplay is actually like, and I feel like this was one of those instances because it was like, oh, it's like a piratey game, and it was like all the cinematic stuff, and there was this cool pirate chick, and they were blowing stuff up, and then there was these other pirates that came up, and it seemed kind of character focused in strange ways, and I was very into it, and I was like, is it like a pirate RPG? Because I've never really, maybe there are pirate RPGs that exist, like if I thought about it for a little bit I'd probably be able to come up with some, but none that were good and that I've heard of. Like a really solid pirate RPG would be amazing.
People are really trying to pull off the pirates lately. Like it's like a big thing right now.
But this was, well, first of all, this looked way nicer than Sea of Thieves, no offense. But it did look a lot nicer, but it's also very different from what I could tell from what they talked about in the trailer, very different from what I originally expected from the cinematic trailer. So then I went into the gameplay trailer, and it's basically like kind of like pirate Call of Duty, it's like battle system, which I think is very interesting, and that's actually something I would be more interested in playing than Call of Duty, because for me, I feel like Call of Duty is sort of this like situation where everyone's already really in it, and if you haven't started like a long time ago, then you're not going to be as good as anyone else, and everyone's going to be rude and obnoxious, and I know this because I have played some Call of Duty, so this does happen. I'm not very good, and that's okay, because I don't mind not being good, but other people mind you not being good.
That's the hard thing about playing, which is another thing we should probably talk about, like playing online with strangers, it's like, I'm just ruining everyone's time. And
I'm not even that bad. I'm like aggressively medium at Call of Duty.
But with Call of Duty, you can get really...
Some people are amazing
really good.
And good for them, but that's not really my life,
Right, so then...
I don't really want to play Call of Duty. It's not something that I find entertaining that much. I mean, like, I find it, like, kind of entertaining. Like, I enjoy playing it to a level, but I don't like some of the aspects of the online play. I feel like with Skull and Bones, that it would be more interesting because it's like this kind of new system of battle. Like, who really has that much experience? Right. Like with a pirate ship, whatever. I'm like, I can get it on the ground level with this, and maybe I will. I really love pirates. I really do. I love pirates. I love zombies. I'm just basic till I die. Like, So
a zombie pirate game. But
whoa. Well, there's some. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. Go ahead. I'm not gonna get into this.
As far as Skull and Bones, it seemed alright. It didn't leave like a lasting impression on me. But one thing that I'm kind of intrigued by is the fact that like it's kind of inspired by the ship combat in Assassin's Creed Black Flag. So
it must have been really popular.
Yeah, and that's what they said. They're like, everyone loved it so much that we like made a game like inspired by that. So I guess I'm wondering. Well, I guess one thing that might, like one hint that this game might actually be good is that it's like its own thing separate from Assassin's Creed, because we've seen a lot of games like in general where they take a component of the main game and try to make its own game. So like, you brought up in our last conversation like the card game thing, and like you're kind of trying to branch off but it doesn't really work all the way. We see that in Jack X, which is like the Jack racing game, because they tried to take the racing component of the Jack game and like make its own game. And like it didn't really work that well to me. So
I mean, you have successful instances of that as well,
exactly.
Like Mario Kart.
CTR, Crash Team Racing, is like so good. But I think it's cool that since they made its own thing, I think it's more likely to be successful because you're able to like do more with it since you're not like tied to the confines of the thing that you're inspired by.
The history, the plots, the characters.
Yeah, so that could be cool. I know there was like that one lady pirate. People were into her. Like, I'm into that. That's cool. Like,
Yeah, it seemed good.
Like, characters, that seems good. Whatever. But yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm willing to like test it out, but definitely not like a like a day one buy for me. But
oh no, probably not.
I'm open to it. I mean, I'm always looking for more games to play, especially from developers and publishers that I don't normally play games from. So yeah, we'll see. Starlink Battle of Atlas. So this was
so weird,
confusing to me and to Jess. So we actually watched the trailer again before recording this
to try to get some clarity,
because I didn't know what it was. I'm like, what's that game where you like have the toys and you like build the thing and the things in the game? And that's this game. So this game is called Starlink Battle of Atlas.
Battle for Atlas.
Really? Battle for Atlas?
Yes.
Battle for Atlas. Starlink Battle for Atlas. First of all, the name is bad. It's a very gamey sounding name. It's like what you like. It's like Starlink, a first draft.
Battle for Atlas.
Yeah, it sounds bad, But then again, a lot of things sound bad. Like Guardians of the Galaxy sounds lame, and that franchise is fine. Like, so I don't know. What's in a name type thing, but it's an interesting thing that I found with it is that, so the way it functions, it seems, based on the trailer, is that you like have these toys that go with the game. So it's a Toys to Life game, which I'm surprised to see because Toys to Life is basically like dying out.
Yeah, it's like a dying industry.
They like Skylanders is
Amiibos are still kind of doing okay.
Yeah, though. Would you?
Did you see Link in Skyrim?
Yeah. I think I would count it as Toys to Life, though. For me, when I think Toys to Life, or maybe at least in this instance, I'm talking about games that you need the toys to play.
Oh, okay.
So like Skylanders, Imagineers, you need those toys.
Yeah.
And there's like Disney Infinity, you needed the toys, or like you didn't need the toys. I don't remember if you need them. I know they were like
related,
part of something. But yeah, so I was just surprised to see a game that required you to have toys because that has been dying out. So that's interesting. It's also kind of weird to me though that like the device goes on like the toy, like the ship or whatever will go on the controller. It's like attached to the controller.
It seems kind of cumbersome.
It seems cumbersome, and I don't see what that adds to the gameplay experience. However, when we were watching the trailer, I did notice that, like, in the game, like, the visual, like, video game, they were like, oh, we gotta make adjustments or something. And then they, like, kind of cut to, like, you know, the player, and the player, like, takes something out the ship and then puts something else in the ship. Kind of, you know, the way you would do in an actual game. You just do that on via a menu, but you did it, like, in real life. So I'm wondering, like, is this gonna be, like a real time, like, you're making mods to your real life ship to make the video game ship, like, you know, more, like, able to function in a certain, like, circumstance? Like, that also seems kind of like a lot going on, you know, with it being mounted on either. They showed, specifically, they highlighted the Switch controller and the PS4 controller. I don't know if that means it's not coming to Xbox, or, like, maybe I just didn't see the Xbox one there, but the whole thing was a little weird to me.
For me, it's not something I'm going to get into. Definitely because not. I'm not really, like, a collector like that. Some people really are into collecting things like that. Yeah. And so if you are, and, like, it combines your love for video games, that's dope. Like, that's really cool that this exists. But for me, it's, like, not my style. I don't really collect anything like that.
Yeah.
Except for Star Wars pop figurines. Pop figurines exclusively. No other pops.
I don't really have a good sense either of how popular Toys to Life is with adults. And I don't mean that, like, in a condescending way. Like, obviously, Amiibo's huge with adults and kids as well. But I know, like, Skylanders and Imagineers, I'm pretty sure, is, like, more, like, I think there's more of a child demographic for that. Disney Infinity, I know it's kind of across the board. I think because Disney's so popular. It's probably because Skylanders, I think, was, like, always marketed towards kids. So I'm, like, this is just, like, me not based on numbers at all. Like, just kind of guessing. I think that's more of, like, a kid thing. So I'm wondering, you know, if this does find its niche, like, what the audience for that will look like. Like, you know,
I think there'll be grown people playing that.
Yeah, I mean, it looked, like, graphically, it looked like more of an adult game. It definitely wasn't, like, kidified or anything.
It looked complex to play.
Yeah, that's the other thing,
I think that it won't be as... Kids can be really good at games.
But even Skylanders Imagineer seems complex to me. Like, I don't understand what... Like, the toy... Like, I don't know what Toys to Life, like, really is. Like, how it works. Like, I've tried to explain it to people.
I think it's a little bit different for each game.
I don't know.
Yeah, so I mean...
But the kids figure it out, so I don't know. Like,
right. Yeah, kids are a lot better at video games than we give them credit for sometimes.
I think so.
Yeah, but so I'm probably not going to play that, but it was interesting to see something like that. It was unexpected for me.
Yeah, we'll see how, the fan base for that flourishes or doesn't, it just... Yeah. I don't really know how something like that would do. It's very new. I don't know.
Something that's not new is Far Cry.
Yeah.
So Far Cry 5 was announced, the trailer was shown. I guess probably it was already...
It was the gameplay trailer, I think.
It was the gameplay trailer.
Yeah, because we've seen, like, the cinematic, like, teaser
before,
thing, and then, like,
this was the gameplay.
And,
I'm not a huge fan of Far Cry. I don't think they're bad games. I have a couple of them, and I've played a little bit of a couple of them.
You have Primal, and then what else?
4.
Primal and 4, okay.
And it's fine. It's, to me, it's just not as engaging. It feels very generic to me, to a lot of games in the genre.
I get that sense,
but it's still solid.
It.
Like, it's still solid. I'm not saying it's a bad game, and I'm not saying it's, like, not unique at all. I know there's some, like, lore stuff that's very interesting going on and whatever, but on the whole, I haven't found it to be that engaging. It's really a lot of the times, like, it feels to me like a more guided version of, like, Skyrim or Fallout, where you have, it's like a similar kind of game, RPGs, and with a similar kind of stuff you can do, but, like, you have more of a plot to follow, which I don't mind doing. But for me, those are, like, every once in a while games, and there's too many Far Cries for me to really, like, have it be every once in a while game.
I can totally relate to that.
But it seems fine. I've enjoyed the gameplay is solid for the games I played. So I don't. Once again, I want to reiterate. I don't think Far Cry is like a bad game series. I'm just,
it doesn't stand out in its genre.
That I think I could play that would give me a similar level of satisfaction. I think that's the best way of phrasing it.
Yeah. And it kind of comes off that way to me. Like, that's kind of what it looks like. Which I guess is kind of unfair to just say. So I'm going to try to piece out what that means, because I've never played a Far Cry game. And I don't play a whole lot of games like it. So, but to me, like, and maybe it's because we live in the era, like, of, like, really good GTA, so I'm kind of wondering, and granted, I fell off the GTA, like, train a while ago, mainly because I just kind of outgrew, like, I wasn't interested in exploring those tropes anymore. Like, there was a time in my life where I just really loved to just go around and, like, run over prostitutes and, like, shoot cops in the head, and now I'm not saying that's not all GTA is, it's evolved a lot since then, but for me, it's always tied to that, so I just haven't explored it in a while.
Right.
Because I'm like, I don't, and I want to get into it, but now it's so old that I'm like, I'm just going to wait until the next one comes out, and then I'll check that one out. But, but I still know that GTA is, like, such a good game, and there's so many, like, other good games. I feel like the reason Far Cry comes off as being kind of basic to me is, I guess it doesn't show me anything that I haven't already seen before in terms of, like, its gunplay and in terms of how the world looks and how I feel like I'm going to be able to move in that world. So it looks, a lot like kind of every other game. It's like, I don't know, like I think I'd have more fun playing Watch Dogs, for instance, than, like, Far Cry. So I'm like, well, I don't know. But I don't know, for me it's very hard to say, too, what I will enjoy in a game that has, like, a predominant shooting component, because I'm also...
shooters aren't really your thing.
Yeah, it's not as much my thing, so it's just, I guess for me, like, what would I be looking for in this game? Because I am intrigued by it, and I'm considering picking it up. I guess, like, yeah, I don't know. I think I might just get it because it's probably going to be, like, a decent experience, but something I was excited about for it was, I liked the gameplay trailer. I think it was cool. They showed, like, gameplay and characters. I think something I was turned off by was that, like, I think the reason it came off as basic in its gameplay was because, like, other than Boomer, which is, like, the dog that gets you guns, which is awesome.
Very cool.
Which I love that dog. That dog's great. Other than that, like, it was, like, I don't know, you were in, like, you were on a road, and there were, like, 5 people to kill, and I don't know, it just seemed, like, not that exciting. Like, I don't know. It was just, like, kill these 5 people, and then, maybe I'll pick something up, and then keep going. I don't know. I guess it felt... from the gameplay trailer, it felt a little uninspired to me, in the way that it worked. But yeah, so that's where I'm at with Far Cry. But I might pick it up. I mean, it seems like it could be cool. But yeah, I guess a game like that, I'm not really sure if I'm there for story, how much I care about the story, like that. Yeah,
it's one of those games where it has a story, but it's probably not very exceptional. It's very Dying Light. That's what I was trying to think of, a good game that's an example that's like Far Cry.
It comes off as a good B game.
It's like a
B-level game.
Because Dying Light is like, it's a zombie game, but it's also very, okay, go here, do this. Go here, do this. Go here, and do this. Like, okay, and you do it, and there's, like, some stuff to kill, and there are some cool moments.
Yeah.
But, like, overall, is Dying Light an amazing game? No. It's decent, but it's not amazing.
Yeah, so, yeah, I don't know, we'll see.
I probably won't play it just because I'm not really into Far Cry. But
yeah, you played a couple of them, so,
I mean, I haven't played a couple. I've played pieces of a couple, and I'm not into it.
Yeah, so, yeah, we'll see what happens to that. And then, of course, the, like, huge, groundbreaking announcement of Beyond Good and Evil 2 happened, which was crazy. And Marty Sleva from IGN needs to eat his coffee mug because he said he would. And he hasn't yet.
Eat his coffee mug? I saw someone on Twitter said, this was before the conference, anyone who retweets this or who likes this tweet, I'm buying pizza.
Oh yeah, I saw that one too. And I think they did it after the conference.
Did they do it after the conference?
I think they did it after to be funny.
Oh,
but
I saw it after.
I saw it after as well. I think I was trying to parse it out with the times. But yeah, Marty Sleva from IGN, I know him through Podcast Unlocked. Know of him, not like I don't personally know him obviously. But he put on Twitter like, if way before like the kind of teaser kind of started with it, he's like, if Beyond Good and Evil 2 gets announced, I will eat my coffee mug like on stage, like during the live show, and everyone's like, "Are you hungry yet, Marty? Like, what's going on?" And he also said that he would quit IGN if he didn't finish all the Mass Effect games before Andromeda. He only got through one. He got to the first one.
Because you can't trust this guy's bet.
At least I think that might have been Marty. Maybe it was someone else. I think it was Marty. But yeah, no, Marty's he's just full of it. But that was just funny though. But yeah, that's really exciting. And neither has Jess. I've never played Beyond Good and Evil.
No, I never played Beyond Good and Evil.
I know.
There's a couple of things I feel
it's a venial sin. I'm sad about it.
No, it's one of those issues where I feel like we're young enough that this is still okay. Because we're still pretty young. People are always going to be like, what? You never played that game? Are you insane? But they've never played any of the games you love either. Because you have a set of things that you had accessible to you at a certain age. So when this game came out, what did you say, 2002?
2002, 2003, yeah.
2002, 2003. We were like...
In third grade.
In third grade, yeah. So I was not in charge of what was coming into my household. I could ask for things, but also I didn't get on the internet all the time. I didn't know what was out there. I'd go to the Target and I'd look at the games and I'd be like, that one looks cool, and that was it. So I didn't know Beyond Good and Evil really existed. I mean, I've heard of it now, obviously, being around in the video gamer community, but I'm gonna spend the rest of my life until I'm 80 making up for the game gaps I had as a child.
Yeah.
And my kid is never going to have to go through that because I'm gonna be on it. I don't blame my parents. the gaming community is very different now than
it's just easier to
now it's very easy to know what's going on. And
now it's almost too easy to know
what's
going on. It's like too much stuff.
Gaming community. And so, like, my kids, I'd be like, okay, so this year, this is what's slotted to come out. And you're going to play this one, this one, this one. This is a classic. We're going to go back and play these old ones. You know, like, it's going to be great.
It sounds very intense. When's your kids
like, do you know me at all? Homeschool.
Oh, my God.
No, I'm just kidding.
No,
I have not actually thought this all out. I just had this plan just now. But I'm still going to follow through on it.
The first time I even heard about Beyond Good and Evil was... honestly, probably just a few years ago. Because once again, like, I'm sure it was a big deal when it came out. And now I know it's, like, a big deal game. But, like, as a kid, I never heard of it, never played it. We didn't, which is crazy because I did have, like, you know, I had all Sony consoles. But it just didn't happen.
Yeah, I had Sony consoles, too. I just never got them.
Yeah, but, so for this, it's weird because I'm, like, very much from the outside looking in on this. But, you know, I'm happy about it because I know this franchise is good. And I'm sure this game will also be good. And seems like it's super early in development, so I have time now to, like, now I'm going to bump Beyond Good and Evil up on my priority list for a game.
Yeah.
Though it might be really hard, because if it's a PS2 game, I don't think it's been remastered. And those, I mean...
I'll just play it on PS2.
Yeah, but it's just like, ugh, it looks really bad. But I think this one won't look as bad because of what it is. Like, certain games, like, depending on how realistic you were going for a look, they're harder to go back to. Beyond Good and Evil seems like it's, like, not trying to be that, like, you know, like, kind of cartoony enough that you can... You know, it's not as bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is me speaking from having tried to play Shadow of the Colossus, which was coming up, you know, it's jumping the gun to Sony, but, like, having tried to play that PS3 remaster, it looks bad. It looks very, very bad. It is so bad that it's painful to look at.
Remaster?
Yeah, it's...
The remaster looked fine.
Oh, it's...
We'll talk about this in the next
It's all,
video.
like, dusty and... Okay, anyway, but...
That's the aesthetic of the game, but it's okay.
No, but, like, it's... Well, we'll talk about it in a second.
Okay.
It's, like, too much. But, yeah, I think this will still, like, look pretty good because it's, like, has more of, like, a cartoon style. The same reason, like, Jak and Daxter, like...
It's like you can still play Crash Bandicoot. Like,
yeah,
the
exactly.
remaster's, like, fine, but the game itself, you can still play.
Yeah, visually it looks fine. I mean, it's, like... It's a little fuzzy, but, like, it's not, like... You know, it's not bad.
Morrowind, Oblivion...
or, like,
you know, they look pretty gross.
MGS2 still actually looks pretty good, but you can just tell it's way older because, like, when it came out, you were like, whoa, it's beautiful. And now you're like,
what?
I mean, it's kind of old.
I've actually had moments like that in games, and then I go back later and I'm like, I can't
For,
play.
like, MGS2 when it came out, like, back, you know, this is totally off topic, but they were like, it was like it's like, wow, games can look as good as movies. And it's like, were we high? They didn't look as good as a movie. Even then it didn't look as good. But, so... I'm excited about this in the sense that I know it's a good franchise. Now I have incentive to play the first one. And just because I know, like I have franchises that I really love and that I would live another game for. So I'm like, you go Beyond Good and Evil fans.
I'm so
like
excited for them.
Yeah, I'm really hyped about that more than anything. Because I think even if I play this game and love it, like, I still won't have the emotional connection that these people have because they've waited so long and they, like... So I'm just really excited for
like the people
gamers that
who
are excited
actually
about it.
watched the original Before Sunrise movie before 9 years passed until the next one came out.
Right,
We're not going to go into it now, guys, but look it up. It's a great movie.
I can't relate to what, you know, all those fans must be feeling, but I'm happy for that, like, on behalf of those fans.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So we have now covered Ubisoft. We've covered Bethesda, Microsoft, and EA.
Yeah.
Up next, we're going to do Sony. So, you know, go ahead and click on over to the next video. Go catch one of the other ones we did earlier. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Share it on social media profiles. You know, follow our channel. If you're listening on the podcast, go ahead and rate us if you're on Stitcher or if you're on iTunes. That's always super helpful. You have no idea. And we're also on social media. Jenna, do you want to do this one? She's way better than I am at it. I get mixed up every time.
Yeah, we're on Pinterest, Instagram, and Twitter at Bit by Big Gaming. And then we're on Facebook at Bit Big Gamers. And you can find everything we do, like, you know, what inspired us to do it, etc., etc. All the info, all the social links. You can find that on our website, which is bitbybiggamers.com. So yeah, definitely let us know, like, what you're excited about in this, how you feel on Mario Rabbids. How long did you wait for Beyond Good and Evil 2? Like, you know, did you play it whenever it first came out? You know, what are your thoughts on Far Cry 5? All that good stuff, everything Ubisoft covered. Anything else you feel like letting us know, you can tell it in the comments on YouTube or on social media, and we will see you guys next time.
Thanks. Bye.